In this lesson, I will show you how the draft tool works. With the draft tool, you can create a feature that tapers selected model faces by a specified angle using a neutral plane to determine the direction of pull for creating molds. At this point, I should mention that the draft option can be activated through many extrusion tools like the extruded boss base or the extruded cut from the Property Manager palette. However, if you activate the draft option while you are creating an extrusion, you cannot select which sides will be tapered. On the other hand, if you create the extrusion first and then you activate the draft tool, then you can select which sides will be tapered and even specify different angles of taper in each side. So as a result, we have more control over the final shape of the object. Now let's move on to an example to understand how this tool works. In the open document, I have created a simple 3D solid object. At this point, I will activate the draft tool from the Features ribbon. Once I do, the Property Manager palette activates automatically. In this example, I will create drafts using the Draft Expert method. With the Draft Expert method, I can create new draft features or change the angle of the draft or even remove a draft completely from a face without deactivating the tool and activating it again. To create a new draft, I will go to the Add tab. In the Angle field, I can specify the angle of the taper. So in this example, I will type the number 15 and I will press Enter. Then I will activate the Neutral Plane field and I will select the front face of the object. The face I specify as a neutral plane determines the direction of the pull. Now, if I click on the reverse direction button, then the direction of the pull arrow changes and the draft slants in the opposite direction. I will restore the direction of the neutral plane and I will activate the Faces to Drafts field to select which faces will be tapered. Then I will select the top, the left, the bottom and the right side of the object and I will click Apply. Notice that the draft was created and the tool was not deactivated. At this point, I will orbit the view to inspect the result. Let's say that I do not want the angle of draft to be 15 degrees in every side I selected. So I will go to the Change tab and with the Faces to Draft field active, I will select two sides of the object. Then I will type the number 5 in the Angle field and I will click on the Change Resize button. To see the result even better, I will go to the right view. Now, if I want to remove the draft completely from those two faces, I have to activate the Faces to Draft field again and select them. Then, with the Neutral Plane field active, I will select the front plane of the object and I will click on the Remove button. Notice that the draft was removed. Now we'll click on the check mark to inspect the final result. As you can see, the feature appears in the Feature Manager Design Tree palette and I can click on it and select Edit Feature to edit it again. However, if I select the Edit Feature option, the Draft Expert method does not appear anymore, and I can edit only its tapered sides. In this example, I won't change anything and I will click on Close to exit the draft editing mode. Now you can use the Draft tool too to create tapered faces in your own solid objects.